Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock them, yeah we got them, yeah we fought them. Like that black and orange up on them. Bingo bottom, never stop it till the beast and know them. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trenopole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the AFC champion, going to the Super Bowl, Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,490 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, do me a favor, if you're watching on Twitter, or if you're watching on Facebook and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so. Please go to Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you'd like to support what I'm doing or make sure your comment or question for David Fulcher gets read, please give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. What's up to everybody in the chat crew? What's going on, Crown, Joe, Mike? What's going on, guys? Anyway, I don't know about you guys, but I had an absolute blast last night at the Bengals pep rally, and they had a couple of Bengals legends there. And one of the Bengals legends is better known as Full Rock, David Fulcher. He's a member of the 88 Super Bowl team. He was there. I know he was freezing. I saw him driving around in a golf cart. I know he had to be cold in that thing, but it was an absolute blast, and I am absolutely honored and privileged to have David Fulcher, the three-time Pro Bowler from 1986 to 1989, a Cincinnati Bengal from 1986 to 1989, and member of the Super Bowl team. The last time we were there, David Fulcher was on the team. Let's get to him. Here's David. Hey, David, what's going on, man?
I'm good, man. Can you hear me?
I can. My computer is not wanting to work today, so things are kind of discombobulated. So,
It's
anyway,
all good.
so how much fun was last night, and how cold were you at first?
Well, let's see. Cold, yes, I was a little cold. Had on all the proper gear, but it didn't matter, man. But the night was unbelievable, very electric. I mean, let me tell you, those kids were, just the atmosphere was unbelievable. I don't even remember us doing anything like that in '88.
Right.
But I'll tell you something, man. I felt like I was back in '88 watching those guys come out and just feeling the energy in that stadium. And those 30,000 fans that were there, let me tell you, man, it sounded like it was 100,000.
Yes, it did. It was awesome. I told to people that were sitting where I was sitting there last night, they could have probably sold the whole stadium out. All they did was the lower bowl, but I guarantee you that every seat would have been filled because this city is so on fire for the Bengals. And I mean, the last time I remember them being this on fire was in '88 when you guys went. So let's get to the '88 season and just how magical of a season that was compared to this year, because we won 4 games last year. And '87, I think you guys won 4. You won 2. I can't. Yeah. So it's very comparable as far as one year to the next.
So this is, I mean, when you say it, man, it's a mirror image of what we had in '87, '88, because we had the strike year right before that. That was a strike year '87, where some of the players, scab players, they call them scabs. Those scab guys came in and played for us, and then we wind up getting back on the field because it was a strike year, probably 6 or 7 games in. And a lot of those games we lost, they were pretty close.
Yeah.
But when you finish the year, you're 4-11, 4-12. We just had a bad year. And then the following year, we had a players only meeting, got rid of all the coaches and told them we didn't want them in. And it was led by Boomer and Anthony and myself and Crumry. We got up there and said, hey, listen, this is our team. We can't rely on the coach to get it done. And I think we started that year out. We started 6-0. We won 4 of our 5 preseason games, I think. So we were like ready to go, man. And I'm watching this team do exactly the same thing that we did. They're in a zone right now, man. We were in that zone too. I mean, there was nothing that we could do wrong, and anything that we did do wrong, the other side of the ball helped each other out.
Right.
The offense that we had that year, we were averaging 250 something yards rushing. We were averaging 27 points a game. We had a defense that bent but didn't break. And it just sounds like the football team that we got right now. We had a quarterback in Boomer that just lit it up. Joe was lighting it up. We had receivers that could catch footballs. They got receivers that can catch footballs. We had a trio of running backs with James Brooks, Ickey Woods, Stanley Wilson, Stanford Jennings. They've got that. So trust me, man, when we say we're kind of like living in that old song that Prince used to say, 1999.
Right.
Well, let me tell you something, man. We ain't in 1999, but I tell you what, it feels like we are back in that Super Bowl era and the team we had in the '88. So this football team is carrying a lot of load on their shoulders, but these guys don't care, man. They don't know nothing. They don't know enough to know.
Right.
And they're just having fun.
Exactly. Like a lot of people say, they don't know what they don't know. And
that's it.
The funny thing is I listen to a lot of different podcasts and stuff, and I heard somebody say, well, I'm kind of curious how Jackpot Joey Burrow is going to do on the big stage since he's never been there. And I'm like, wait a second, it's not even close to college of like when you played. I mean, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they've been on as big a stage as you can get. As far as, and that's not Super Bowl level. There's a difference, but the national championship game, pretty daggone big, and they don't flinch at all.
Well, you think about it. I mean, these two boys are coming from LSU. LSU's playing a national championship game every week. They're playing against Alabama. They're playing against Florida. They're playing against all these top teams. So the pressure for them, there's no pressure. Even though the NFL is a little bit bigger when it comes to just the game, but it's the same thing. These guys are playing football like they're playing in a national championship. And I think Joe gets better when the heat gets on. He gets sacked. He doesn't get upset. He just goes to the sideline and say, put the damn ball in my hand. I'm ready to go. And when you got that kind of attitude and that kind of charisma and drive, I don't think there's any pressure on these guys. So, when Joe asked the Bengals to go get Jamar Chase, there was a reason.
Right.
There was a reason they went and got him. And this football team is playing good, man. So I don't think this football team is worried about anything but just going out and doing what they do best. And that's just making plays and having fun.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, I've said this before. Like, if you can go to Tennessee with that front four and you get sacked 9 times and you don't flinch, you're just different. You're just built different. I mean, Tom Brady has flinched. Peyton Manning has flinched. I mean, Florak 9 times. That's a lot. I was down there in Tennessee, and they're like, all the fans are like, oh yeah, you can't stop our defense. Yada yada. I'm like, yeah, you guys got a good front four. He stood up and was throwing dimes. It didn't matter. I've never seen anything like it.
When you look at that game, there was no way the Bengals were supposed to win that game being sacked 9 times.
Right.
But what you have, man, is you got a very poised young man who's playing like a 10-year veteran. And it's the style of football that he played at LSU. He didn't get hit at LSU as much as he getting hit here.
Right.
But the poise and the charisma and the focus that he has makes it so easy for him to do what he does. And defenses are getting confused because we're beating the crap out of this guy and he still keeps coming back.
Right.
And I think he gets fired up every time he gets sacked. If you ever watch his face when he comes to the sideline, he doesn't look like a guy that's pissed off because he got sacked. It's almost like, okay, you hit me, that's okay. Shame on you, because I'm going to come back and get you. And I watched him last night when he got up there and he started speaking and they were chanting the MVP.
MVP, yeah. Uh-huh.
That didn't even rattle him.
No.
He was up there like, okay, you can call it what you want. And I think Joe Burrow is taking this in with stride. I think he's taking it in with, hey, listen, I've been here before and I've done this. I know this is the biggest game that's going to be played next Sunday, but I've been in big games.
Right.
Just let me do what I do best, and we're going to win this thing. And I'm telling you, man, it's exciting. Football is back here in Cincinnati at full force.
Exactly. I love it. And to me, one of the coolest moments last night, and it was like a WWE moment when CJ Uzama, or I call him Uzama, ripped off his knee brace, threw it in the air. Because I said this when I said this to my son. I said, when I found out it was a sprained MCL, I said, dude, he's playing. I said, if that man can walk, he's going to freaking play. But just the whole, the wrestling thing, throwing it up there, he looked pretty good. To me, he wasn't limping on the knee or anything.
Yeah, he looked good, man. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's able to do all the cutting that he needs to do. So that we'd have to see that. It's almost like a game time decision how he feels. I'm pretty sure you're going to want to play. But when he took that brace off, like you said, that wrestling, everybody got excited.
Uh-huh.
And that right there just tells you that this football team is playing with no fear.
Right.
They have no fear about nothing. The only thing they can fear is themselves, but they're not scared of themselves.
Right.
So, like I said, this team is dynamic. It's built strong, and it's built with probably more than the closeness that other teams might be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watched them when they walked out. I watched them when they stood on the sideline. I almost thought I was at a college football game with them sweatsuits on and the brand new tennis
those
shoes.
are sweet, dude. I like
they were playing in a bowl game. You know,
Yeah.
it looked really good. So I'm telling you, man, they have nothing to lose. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, win or lose. You lose the game, which I don't think they are, but they have nothing to lose. I think the Rams have more pressure on them than the Bengals do. Because the Bengals aren't supposed to be here, according to the beat writers and the national news and the NFL. They're not supposed to be here, but they are. And when they are where they are, they don't know, man. They're just having fun.
Exactly. So we're talking about last night and kind of compared it to your Super Bowl run in '88 because you guys, I like I said, I was kind of young back then. I was 12. But did you guys do the big opening night there where you guys are all in the stadium and all that stuff, or how does it compare from what you guys went through, what they're doing now? I'll put it that way.
I don't remember. I mean, obviously football, my brain's been beat up a little bit. I can remember how to get home, but I don't remember all that, man. All I remember is that we played the Bills and we beat them, and we stayed out on the field for a while. We ran around the stadium and shaking everybody's hand, slapping, high-fiving, throwing Gatorade on Sam. He's throwing it on me. We got back in the locker room. We started singing the Who Dey song, and somebody was recording it. And then after that, all I can remember was I think we went to the Waterfront restaurant, which was owned by Boomer.
Yep.
We went there, had some dinner. Guys had some drinks. And we just kind of hung out until the wee hours. And then we went home. And the next thing I know, we were getting ready for the Super Bowl. And we went to Miami. and that was it. I don't remember all this tailgating and sending us off. I don't remember all that. And if we did it's in the back of my head. I can't remember.
Yeah, the only thing I remember is unfortunately after we lost, we had the get together down on Fountain Square. I do remember that. That's really the only thing that I can remember that the Bengals
and
did.
I don't even remember that because after the Super Bowl, I went directly to Hawaii to the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl, yeah, because Pro Bowl was after the Super
Bowl.
I
didn't get a chance to do the ticker tape parade and all that stuff coming on Fountain Square. So I missed all that. So yeah, that's probably why I don't remember anything.
Probably. All right, got a couple comments here. Brandon says, much respect, David. Appreciate the things you did on the field and off the field now.
It's funny, man. I'm a uniform compliance officer for the NFL that I work for the Bengals.
Right.
I really don't work for the Bengals, but I work for the NFL. So I represent the Bengals. And, I get down there and I see those guys and I make sure they're wearing the proper uniforms and just watching these young men play football. I mean, they're young men. I remember my third year in the NFL, we went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
These guys are in their second and third year in the league, first year in the league, and they're going to the Super Bowl. Right. So this is a young team full of excitement that when you talk to them, you see them, these guys have been professionals. And Joe Burrow said it a while ago when, and I hopefully knock on wood, nothing happens when it comes to guys getting sick, but there's nowhere to go in Cincinnati because
he's never heard the end of that.
We got to make sure that we're in house
right.
so that we're able to play on game day. And what 23-year-old in the NFL, 21-year-old in the NFL thinks like that? These guys want to go out and party and they want to spend their money and they want to drive fancy cars, but these guys are business.
Right.
They're taking care of business. And that's why this football team is destined to win the Super Bowl.
Exactly. I mean, I couldn't agree more with what you say. Just the poise that these guys have. I mean, I'm 46 years old, dude. I'm going freaking nuts, in the stand. I'm a season ticket holder in the stands and watching it on TV. And Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and all these guys are like, yeah, that's cool. But, we got another game to play. Yeah, no big deal. I'm like, dude, this is a huge deal. This is what I've told we had on my show before where I'm like, these guys don't have the ghosts or whatever that us Bengals fans have had and former Bengals have had about, going to both Super Bowls and losing in the playoffs and all the disappointment that we've had. It all creeps up in the back of our head as we're watching these games. These guys don't have that. They don't care. They just step up and go, all right, we'll make the next play.
And you look at, I go back to 88. I was the same way. Everybody goes, hey man, you're playing in the playoff game against Seattle. Okay, just another game. We beat Seattle. Now you're going to AFC Championship game and Buffalo's coming here. You're playing against Buffalo. Well, it's just another game. But now you beat Buffalo, you're going to the Super Bowl. Oh wow, we're going to the Super Bowl? Oh man, that would be pretty cool to go to the Super Bowl. And then it's like, well, who are we going to play against? Well, you got the 49ers and I think they played the Bears.
I don't even remember anymore.
Who did the 49ers play? They played the Bears.
Did they? Okay.
I think they played the Bears. So here we go. We're going, okay, who are we going to play? We find out we're playing the 49ers. Oh, shoot, I get to play in the Super Bowl against the 49ers? This ought to be cool. So now we're playing in the Super Bowl. Well, we got 2 weeks before we play. All right, what are we going to do now? Well, shoot, we got practice. We're going to go to Florida. We're going to hang out in Florida. We went jet skiing. We ate a lot of food. We just kind of hung out. We just did all this stuff because it was just another game.
Right.
And then when they called out the defense during the Super Bowl, now the nerves set in. I want to make sure I pick my feet up because I don't want to run out on that field and fall on my face. Right. So David's hiding and stepping out of the tunnel. And I wasn't nervous, but I was anxious. As soon as we start hitting each other, it was just another football game.
Right.
And now we got business to take care of. We got to go do what we've been doing the last couple of weeks to get to the Super Bowl. And I think that's when I see this football team, they're doing exactly the same thing. I watched them practice the other day, the last practice, and they were just out there having a good old time. Oh, we're in the Super Bowl? Really, we are? Okay, well, you know what? It's not going to hit me until Super Bowl Sunday.
Right.
And once the game is over, shoot, I just played in the Super Bowl. And I'm telling you, man, these guys they're so young that these guys are itching to win their Super Bowl so they can get back and do it again.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's what's so cool about this, the way this team is set up, the way the Bengals have set up with the contracts and all that stuff that we are set to, I think, do this multiple times. Now we have to fix the offensive line because we don't want Joe Burrow having 9 sacks all the time. That's got to happen in the offseason. But one thing, and you said they have, like, people said house money or whatever. You know, they got nothing to lose in this game. And I always look at it this way: if you're there, you might as well win the thing, because you never know. I mean, I always thought you guys would get back. I thought the 81 team would get back, and you know, it never happened, unfortunately. But that's the thing with this team. You can't always just say, "Oh, we'll be back." I'm like, if you're there, let's go win this damn thing.
Yeah, that was our thought process, because after we beat Buffalo and then they won, the point spread came out really quick about what they were going to win by, and it was like 13. And the first thing we said was, there's no freaking way that they're going to beat us by 13 points.
Yeah.
And if I'm a betting man, bet on Cincinnati.
Yep.
Because they're not going to beat us by 13. Then I think we went down to 11. So I think the final line was 11. There was no way that the 49ers were going to beat us by 11 points. With the offense that we had and how our defense was playing, we bent, but we didn't give up touchdowns. We gave up a field goal. There was no way. And final score is 20-16. So if you bet on the Bengals, you made a whole lot of money because the spread was beat.
Right.
But I'll tell you, man, it was, you know, think about this. If you go back to the 88 season, we're averaging 25, 26 points a game. We did not score an offensive touchdown. Yeah. We had 3 field goals and a kick return for a touchdown. We scored 1 touchdown. We're Super Bowl champions.
I know. We're
Super Bowl champions. And then what hurt us at the end of that game was the Plan B free agency.
Yeah.
And that Plan B free agency killed us. Max Montoya leaves and goes to the Raiders. We had defensive linemen. We had offensive linemen that were really good. We had players that was scout team players and guys that made us who we are. They were all gone.
Yeah.
And then it just started going downhill because, you know, we just didn't have the horsepower that we had in the 88 season.
Right.
For the next year. Even though we went 8-8 the next year, we had a chance with playoffs, but we didn't have the power that we really needed to do what we need to do. So it was tough because then we wound up losing to the Raiders. Yeah. In the Bo Jackson curse, everybody calls it.
Yeah. Well, it's over now. That thing's been broken now, finally, which is great.
I mean, no, you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Uh-oh.
You see me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. All good. Can you hear me? Got it? We good? Hello. David Fulcher.
I can't hear him. I can't hear you, bud.
That's weird.
I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know. You're on mute now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
But I can't hear you.
Huh.
Let's see why I can't hear you.
I don't know. Say you could try to get out and come back in if you want.
I can't hear you, but I can see you. You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Everything looks good, but all of a sudden a phone call came through and kicked me off. And I'm not sure, am I in the right? This is rough.
It happens.
I'm trying, man. What happened to me?
I
don't know. Something happened.
You can try to jump on and jump back off.
I feel like I'm talking to you, but I'm not sure. You still there?
Yep.
Yeah, I got you. I can see you. I'm talking to you. You can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Yep.
I got to bring my daughter in here.
Okay.
That's miking it. Yeah. Oh, it's up. It's been up. Sorry about that, man. Trying to get my daughter to.
That's all right, man.
Okay, go back to it.
All
right. All right, let's get to
okay.
Let's see here. Brandon here. We have yeah, I think he's gonna try to get back on. That's what I kind of messaged him. Yeah, damn internet. Exactly, Brandon. Yeah, I messaged him, told him to try to get off and get back on, see if that'll help. Gotta love technology. I know it's wonderful, especially when it doesn't work. So anyway, but hopefully David will be able to jump back on here in a little bit. But just how many of you guys that are watching were out there. Oh, he's back. Let's see here. There you are. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. If you can hear me.
Yes, sir. We're all good.
Man,
All right.
I apologize for that one.
No. Dude, trust me. I have issues all the time doing this thing. So trust me, it's the internet. I totally understand. But one thing I do want to ask you about, and when back to the 88 Super Bowl gets I call them the Sucky Niners, just to let you know. That's what I always refer to them as, the Sucky Niners, because they beat us twice. So when Tim Krumrie went out, you look like a man possessed. I remember you just making play after play after play after play. Did a switch go off in your head, or did you just know it was your time to step up?
All right, man. You know what? You were really low and I could not hear you.
Yeah.
I apologize. I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll try that again. In 88, when Tim Krumrie went out with his broken leg, you look like a man possessed. Did like a switch go off in your head and said, all right, it's time for me I got to do more than I normally do? I mean, because honestly, if we win, I think you had a shot of winning the MVP as many plays as you made, to be honest.
You know, it's funny, man, because when Timmy got hurt, it was kind of demoralizing. You know,
right.
Timmy was our bread and butter at the front. He was our rock at the front of the defense. And when Timmy got hurt, man, something jumped in me. It was almost like, okay, Dave, now you've lost your bread and butter up front. You lost a guy that creates havoc and gives you an opportunity to make plays. So now you're gonna have to make plays for him and for the team.
Mm-hmm.
And something happened, man. I don't know. I think a lot of it had to do with Roger Craig at the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah.
I tried to shake his hand during warmups, and he just looked at me. Look at my hand like, hey, dude, we don't do that here. Okay.
Huh.
Well, that kind of fueled my fire. So I said,
Right.
okay. And then every time he ran the football, I tried to knock him out. I tried to knock his head off.
You damn near did.
and I was doing it. And then when he fumbled and I hit him in the chest and he fumbled, the first thing I said to him was, hey, man, if you'd have just shook my damn hand, it probably wouldn't happen. But there was something inside of me, man, that just, I don't know. I felt like, obviously there wasn't no Jordan back then, but I felt like, I've got to win this game.
Right.
Defensively, I've got to win this game. I'm gonna stay within the rules of what Dick LeBeau wants us to do, but I've got to win this game. So every time the ball was thrown or it was going somewhere, I felt I had to go make a play, and I was making them. We just needed like I said, we just needed one touchdown on offense, and we'd have had our first Super Bowl.
And I think people forget, everybody, you're known for your big hits and everything, but I think people forget how much of a ball hawk you were. You had 31 INTs in your career. I mean, and it was you back there along with the SWAT team. How much of a ball hawking defense and secondary you guys were, just kind of a lot like this team this year.
It's funny, man. We had when I first came into the league in '86, Dick LeBeau took me off the field on third down. And he put Ray Horton in. Hey, man, we got a smaller guy, Ray was. Are you kidding me? Still there, man?
Yep, I'm still here. You're just frozen. There you go. Yep, we're good.
I can't hear you again, man. I'm gonna get out and come back.
All right, man. Sounds good.
What is going on here?
Brandon, I'll get to your question as soon as David comes back on. But yeah, David Fulcher was more of a ball hawking safety than I think people give him credit for, because we all know what a hard hitter David Fulcher was. I mean, he would knock you out. He was. I don't want to say headhunter, because that's a bad term to use here, but I mean, he would go for the big shots, just like he said. He drilled Roger Craig, and I forgot about that. To be honest, he drilled Roger Craig and made him fumble, and that was huge. All right, you're back. What's going on, Farrakh?
So make Roger Craig fumble.
Yep.
Just when that happened, it was like, you know what, I've got to win this game. And like I said, if we could have scored an offensive touchdown, I think we'd have won the game. And there were a couple of mentions that, David Fulcher could have been MVP. Jim Breach could have been the MVP because he kicked the 3 field goals.
Mm-hmm.
Stanford Jennings, a long kickoff return for a touchdown, could have been, I just wanted to win the game.
Right.
It would have been nicer than saying, hey, David, where are you going? I'm going to Disney World.
Right, exactly. That would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome. But I'm going to tell you something, man. I think that the football team we had back then, are similar to what we got today in attitudes. You know, we all had attitudes, and they're not negative attitudes. It's an attitude of trying to be successful,
right?
You know, and playing hard and playing for each other. And this football team is playing for each other, man. It's not a one-man show. A lot of people think it's a one-man show because Joe Burrow is the guy that's making everything happen. But Joe throws the football to players. Joe hands the football off to players. And, you know, the quarterback's always going to be your guy because Boomer was our blonde-headed quarterback and everybody MVP and everybody's giving him all the love.
Yep.
But if Boomer throws the football out of bounds, he ain't worth a quarter. He throws it in the ground. If he throws an interception, he's not worth a quarter.
Right.
But players make plays, and that's what we had back then, and that's what they're doing now. These players are making plays, both sides of the ball.
Awesome. I'll get to this question here for Brandon. So, David, how good was Joe Montana, and do you see similarities between Joey B and Joe Montana?
Oh, wow. That's I'd have to say so a little bit. I think Montana was very, very smart with the ball. Montana didn't make a lot of mistakes. He didn't throw a lot of interceptions. And you know, his receivers, him and his receivers knew exactly what they were doing when the ball was released in his hand. When the receivers run a route here, Joe was putting the ball where the receiver is supposed to go, not where they are.
Right.
Joe Montana did the same thing. You know, Jerry Rice I think he had like 11 catches for 200-something yards against us, and he had a touchdown. But we held him contained throughout that game. And the same thing with Joe.
Right.
And I think that when you look at Joe Burrow, what I like about Joe Burrow, man, is his calm and his coolness. You know, Joe is you know, not the fastest guy in the world, but yet he's the smartest guy.
Right.
You know, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And, you know, the interceptions that he threw early in the year, you know, I think he was just trying to feel the NFL out. Once he realized what the NFL was about, he kind of calmed down. And you see him today when he's running the football, or when he got them 9 sacks, you notice that he covered that football up. He didn't want to give that turnover.
Right.
And that's what happens at the early part of his career in the year. And now it's a little bit better. So Joe Montana and Joe Burrow, wow, that's a pretty good place to put him in. But I'll tell you something, man. When his career is over, we'll definitely say he was part of the Joe Montana era as well.
Yeah, I like that. Now, one thing I got to give you a little background story about me. Like I said, I was 12 or 13 in '88 when you guys went to the Super Bowl, and I was devastated that you lost. Well, I went upstairs, I was crying and everything upstairs in my room, and I got so mad, like I can't stand the 49ers. I ended up punching 2 holes in my wall in my closet. I'll never forget that. I had to go tell my dad, like, Dad, I kind of punched a hole in the wall. What'd you do that for? The Bengals lost. So I was not a very happy camper, but that was still, like I said, that was one of my. Well, actually, I mean, up until this season, has been my favorite Bengals season so far. Now, Haas here says, I think it's kind of cool. He said, the autograph card I have is David's, and I've had that since I was a kid. I cherish that card so much. My all-time favorite defensive player. This show is so cool. Who day?
Well, I will tell you, man, it's a blessing because I had I'm a diversity coordinator and a campus supervisor at Mason High School here in Cincinnati, and I had one of the young ladies come up to me when all this was going on. She said, "How does it feel to be alive again? Like I was dead?" And I said, "Wait a minute, I'm still here. Nothing left." Well, what I meant was, you know, the Bengals have been so bad over the years that now they're winning. You kind of came back to life, and I said, I can understand that. I said, but what you don't understand is that 2 of our football teams went to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. We've had some good football players that play on this Super Bowl, on these teams. And throughout the year, we've had Pro Bowlers and Hall of Famer and college football Hall of Famer and all these things that have taken place. So you really have never seen the good in the Bengals until now, because your lifetime in 17 years, 16 years, it's been up and down, up and down. So I told her, I said, let me tell you something. The pressure is now off of me because the last team that did something to get to the playoffs and win a playoff game and all that is this team now.
Yep.
So all that happened in the past, you don't have to talk about it no more because the past is gone.
Exactly.
So a lot of pressure off of us old guys because people don't come to me and say, what's wrong with them? There's nothing wrong with them now because they're playing good football, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that I always think is interesting is the Bengals. It's kind of like what you said. Well, right now, Bengals fans and us, we can walk around with our chest pushed out. We're going to the Super Bowl. And one thing that the Bengals have always been criticized for is their lack of scouting or whatever. I'm wondering how many NFL teams now that had these 30 and 40 scouts are going to get smaller now because of what the Bengals did. And it's kind of like what Duke Tobin said. He goes, it's not the amount of voices you have in the room, it's the right voices you have in the room. And I just want to give credit to the Bengals for the scout and the scouting department and Duke Tobin for what they've done, because David, they've hit on damn near everybody in the last two drafts. I mean, it's tale of two different teams here with the Rams. You got the free agents and all the stuff that the Rams have done, and then you got the Bengals building it through the draft.
Well, think about this. So when you're talking about winning, and I'm gonna go back to the old guy named Paul Brown. It all starts with the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
When he was drafting and when he was trying to build his franchise, he was going after linemen.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of went away with that lately, getting all these skilled players, because when I was playing, it was a true fullback, tight end,
right,
and smash mouth football. Now they got 4 and 5 wides and they've got all that kind of stuff. So it's hard to really go after the true fullback and the tight end, blah blah blah.
They didn't really have a fullback anymore.
Yeah, you try to get guys that are complement to what the rest of the league is doing.
Right.
College football is putting it out there 4 and 5 wide. So now everybody's doing it. So why would you go out there and try to draft a true fullback when there's not a true fullback out there?
Right.
So with this football team and what the team is doing and stuff they're doing, it is really how do I say this? It is really a great way to build your football team with less scouts, with more opportunities to fill holes than to have 25 scouts out there trying to fill a hole. So what Duke Tobin has done, he's actually taken, hey, Joe Burrow says, hey, we got to get Chase. He's my go-to guy. Now, how many quarterbacks can say that to their team leaders and you follow it?
Right.
Because if I'm Joe Burrow, after getting my butt whooped all of last year, hey guys, we should make every pick a lineman.
Right.
Every pick should be a lineman.
Right.
So
yeah,
you still there, man? I can't
absolutely.
hear you.
You can't hear me again?
So listen, man, I don't want to. I've got to finish helping my daughter move. I appreciate you, and man, if we can do it again another time, man, that'd be great. I'd love to come back and do it again, but
absolutely,
I got to get her out of here, man, as fast as I can. So I appreciate you. I can't hear you, but you can hear me, man. Much love to you. Who they? They're gonna bring back the Super Bowl back to Cincinnati, and let's go. Peace out, man. See you, brother.
See you. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. He was taking time out to come on my show. He's helping his daughter move, so he had to get back to work. So I totally understand that, and internet issues, they happen. So sorry, Corey. I was trying to get to your question there, but unfortunately, Fulcher had to get going. But I would definitely try to get him on the show again as soon as I can. Hopefully, I can get him on after Super Bowl, after we win the Super Bowl. So anyway, let's see. Greg here. Another question for Fulcher. I really want to know, why does Mike Brown not wear a piece of Cincinnati Bengals gear, a hat or something? That's a good question. I don't know. I know he wears the stuff like at practice and everything. So why he doesn't wear it there? His dad never wore it. I mean, you look at it that way, but they didn't really have, a lot of Bengals gear back then too. So thanks, William. I appreciate it. Anyway, so that was David Fulcher. It was awesome last night. Were any of you guys at the PFWA last night? Because I was there. It was awesome. And Jay, where did I get this hat? Right here, championship hat. I got this down at the Pro Shop. Is where I got it at. So I know they got them at Dick's Sporting Goods. I mean, they're going fast, dude. But I got this at the Pro Shop I went. Let's see here. I went Monday. I got the shirt Monday, and then I went back Tuesday and got the hat. So they were all gone by then. But I don't know about you guys, but last night was awesome. And like I said, David Fulcher said, and this is one thing I wanted to ask him too, is what he thought about how about what the Bengals have done for the former players this year and for the players this year. I mean, just them putting together that pep rally last night. It was awesome. It was very well done. They just had the whole lower bowl full. They had, we got the interviews that they were putting on ESPN and on the NFL Network, and then all the players came out. We got to hear from Joe Burrow and CJ Uzama and Sam Hubbard and all these guys, and that was a lot of fun. Had fireworks displays and everything. My boy Bengal Jim, he was an MC. Which, I mean, what a year Bengal Jim is having. I'm serious. I mean, it's fan of the year. He got to be ruler of the jungle. I know he's out in LA right now at the Super Bowl. I mean, I am so happy for him. It has been an unbelievable year for him. So, all right, let's get to some of the questions here. Jay, what's up? I was listening to the radio and someone said that Mike Brown was a racist for hiring and firing Marvin. No, that's good. Well, if they said that, they have no idea what they're talking about, because Marvin Lewis was here forever. So Mike Brown is not a racist. I don't think at all. Let's see here. Nick says, here you go. He said they have a ton of the hats at Raleigh House in Crestview Hills. So if you guys want some of these hats, you can go there. No, I did not. I can't, Corey. No, I didn't get a Who Dey can. I mean, I heard they might be coming out in stores. But it was from 1 to 5 yesterday. I was busy running around doing other stuff, my actual job I get paid for. I had to go do that. And then I was going to go down with my family, went down to the pep rally. So 1 to 4 or 1 to 5, and they said the line was like 8 blocks deep or something. So I did not get to go to, or did not get to get that. But hopefully they will have them coming out in stores, which is what I heard. I don't know how true that is. We will find out. Foxy, so wanted to be there last night. Might not make it after we win, but definitely be there for the parade. Oh yeah, come on! I think there's gonna be a lot of people there for the parade. Jackpot Joey's announced. Oh, by the way, and I did not get to put this up today, but Boomer Esiason, he has a radio show that he does on New York radio, and if you guys get CBS Sports Network, you can watch it every morning. It's called Boomer and Geo. Well, Maddie has been on there a couple of times, and he's actually sent those guys hats and shirts, and they are going to be wearing the Jackpot Joey shirts, I think, this Friday. But today on the show, which I didn't get a chance to put the picture up, Boomer had the Jackpot Joey hat sitting on the desk, so that was pretty daggone cool. And I think I think Maddie told me he got like 10 or so, or probably more, orders from New York now, which is awesome. And like I said, as always, remember, portions of every sale go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Foundation. So that is awesome. I think it's really cool. Jay, what do you say here? He said the city of Cincinnati is going to burn down because we're going to win the Lombardi Trophy. Well, I hope we don't burn it down, but we're going to go freaking nuts. It's going to be absolute chaos when we win it. But yeah, I hope we don't burn anything down, because that's one thing. These other cities, they don't understand it. They go start burning stuff. Like, wow, don't just enjoy it. Don't go tearing people's properties up for that. But it's going to be an absolute blast. Greg, heading to the Super Bowl. Awesome, dude, with my son and grandson. Saw the first game at Nippert, 1968. Sweet. Team is full of top college winners and select free agents from other winning NFL teams. That is awesome. Let's see. Your first game is in 68. That's awesome. That's the first year the Bengals played. They gave away a couple Super Bowl tickets last night. One to, I think, if I'm getting this right, in 1968 when the Bengals started, this guy has been a season ticket holder ever since the Bengals have been here. And I think they said he was third in line to stand in line, I guess, at Nippert or wherever they were selling the season tickets back then, to get tickets. And he's had tickets ever since. And he got to go last night. And the kid who got the Jamar Chase gloves at the beginning of the year, he's going. And I don't know if you guys saw, I wish I knew their names, but the other kid who did the Bengals rap, he did it at one of the tailgates. And it was really good. They gave both of them to Super Bowl tickets and everything. So that was really cool last night. Jay, what's up here? He said, did you see the Who Dey Nation music video? Is that the one with David Fulcher and all those guys? The one they redid? I saw that one. If there's another one, I must have missed it. Foxy, have a Huda beers and a few bars. Are you asking me if they have the Huda beers here? I haven't. Like I said, they just came out yesterday. I have cans from the '88 team, is what I have. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Preston. You got your salute Iceman and Huda brother. Salute to David Fulcher as well. Yeah, I wish David's internet worked a little better. I would like to kept him on, but like I said, he was helping his daughter move. Oh, Jackpot says that the hats are temporary sold out. So people are buying this stuff up like crazy. And I know Maddie is working on getting more hats as fast as he can. Cause like I said, we got hats, we got hoodies. I know people keep asking about the flag. I don't really think he sells the flag. We do have cigars. You need to message Maddie Myers for that. Tim, what's up? Welcome to Super Bowl week. Future Super Bowl champs. Heck yeah. Let's see here. Joe Burrow will be the face of the NFL. I agree with you. Let's see here, Brandon. Brandon says, I wish I could have went there last night. Didn't know about it till last minute, maybe live. Live under a rock, but I didn't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how you didn't know. I knew about it because they, being a season ticket holder, they sent me out a link to it. So season ticket holders, got the first dibs on the tickets. Excuse me, but after that, they let them go out to everybody. All right, so it's about 6:18. What is your guys' thoughts here on this game? Like I said, I don't know why. Now I might get more nervous the closer we get to the game, but I'm really not right now. I'm pretty confident we're going to win this game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be nail biters like all the other playoff games that the Bengals have won. And I know Aaron Donald and Bell and all these guys are awesome. And I just think there's just something about this team that isn't going to let them fail. You know what I'm saying? There's just something there. It's just when you get sacked, and I keep going back to this, when you get sacked 9 times. Now, I do not want Joe Burrow getting sacked 9 times. I'll say that. But when you get sacked 9 times and you still come back and win, there's nothing going to shake that kid. And then you go into Arrowhead and go down by 18 points and you come back, you fight back and win. Those are things that translates into going, to a road game, which is, technically it's a road game. They're playing in LA, which is the Rams' home game. Now, I think there's going to be more Bengals fans there than Rams fans. But I just have a feeling that we are going to be ready for this. Now, it's done that every game that the Bengals have played, regular season to playoffs, we're a second half team. I will be absolutely shocked if we're winning at halftime or if we score first, because we haven't done it all year. They make great halftime adjustments. They just got to keep it close enough so they can make the adjustments at halftime and take off is what I think. Now, Aaron Donald, like I said, Aaron Donald is a beast, and he's going to be a problem. So Joe Burrow is going to have to get rid of the ball quick, And Jalen Ramsey, he's already talking smack. He's already said that he wants to take Chase, follow him all over the place. He wants to take that challenge. So I think that he's going to be following him, which is fine. Bring it on. I don't think you're going to be able to completely stop Jamar Chase. I think he's going to get his. Jalen Ramsey's going to get some, but I think Jamar's going to get his too. The thing that Jamar Chase has to keep in mind is Jalen talks and talks and talks. He talks so much. He got into AJ Green's head. If you guys remember this, when he was with the Jaguars and AJ with the Bengals, AJ literally got into a fight with him, and AJ never gets in a fight with anybody. He never gets irritated or pissed off or anything from what I've seen. And Jalen Ramsey got into his head. Jalen Ramsey is going to go hardcore after Jamar and try to get into his head, but I don't think that's going to bother Jamar. I don't think just the issues and the things that he's went through as far as playing in the SEC, playing against some of the best cornerbacks in the SEC, playing in the NFL and setting rookie records, I don't think it's going to get in his head. Now, Jamar has to make sure that, he doesn't get in his head and he can make some plays. I think he makes some plays. I think T makes some plays. I think we're going to be able to run the ball a little bit. And did you guys notice the screen game that we had against Kansas City? That hasn't been there all year. Samar J. Piron, first score of the game, screen. Joe Mixon had a couple big runs on the screen. I would not be surprised to see that same game plan going against the Rams. Let them come. And now there's a couple times where they let him come and Burrow still couldn't get the ball out against Kansas City, and that could happen against the Rams too. But I think that could be a good game plan as well. All right, let's see here. Jeff Holmes. A lot of focal points is going to be the Rams D-line against the O-line, especially the right side of our defense isn't getting much recognition. And I kind of feel like they're going to show out. I hope you're right. I am worried because Aaron Donald is good. I don't see us stopping him. Excuse me, like I said. But I think Joe Burrow is going to have to make quick decisions, quick hits. It's going to be a lot like, I think, the Tennessee game. And the thing is, I think Tennessee game is getting us ready to play the Rams, So I think Zach Taylor's going to have some different wrinkles that, watching the Tennessee game, watching what that front four did, and watching the similarities of the Rams and their front four. So we almost got a mulligan. We went to Tennessee and were able to get through that. That I don't think the Rams are going to do anything that the Bengals haven't seen. Which let's be honest, what great defense have the Bengals not played this year? What great pass rusher had they not played? I mean, Aaron Donald's like the only one left, to be honest. I mean, he's really it. They played just about everybody this year with this crappy offensive line. Now, I think Denji was announced as a starter last night, but I could see Jackson Carman and him rotating in and out again and trying to get the best matchups. We'll see what happens. Bengal report, you got us winning 27-23. I think it's going to be close, dude. I completely agree with that. All right, let's see here, Corey. We have a great coaching staff. Most of the coaching staff have been in a Super Bowl. I think we will be prepared. Yes, you are correct. Most of them have been in a Super Bowl, including our head coach. So those are all keys that I think is going to help this team, the coaching staff and the player. And like I said, a lot of our key players have played in the national championship game, and it's nowhere close to what it used to be. The national championship game is almost as big as the Super Bowl. I mean, it's not as big, but it's pretty darn close. So you can get in there and you can ball out in the Super Bowl, in the national championship. It's going to translate to the Super Bowl. Brandon here. Jamar will light Ramsey up one-on-one. Look, hey, every time they've tried to single Jamar, he has killed everybody. The Ravens, the Chiefs, two big games he's had. So after I'm like, I'm not scared. I hope they do. I really do. I hope they go one-on-one with them and see what happens. Because I still think T. Higgins and TB are going to ball out, and I think we'll be all right. All right, Greg here. Exactly. Trash talking will end up taunting penalties. I don't know, man. I could see that the taunting penalties pretty much going out the window. I mean, unless they're so egregious, it's a Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. They tend to not, because the refs, And I don't want the refs to be a factor in the game. I want them to call it even both ways. No big calls, no controversial calls either way. Bengals report. I think the Bengals O-line will hold up and Burrow will make plays. I think they will too. I mean, I really do. I just think that it's got to be fast. That's what I think. I think it's got to be fast. I think Joe Burrow has got to get the ball, get in and get out quickly, which is what he's been doing. All right. Let's see here. Greg. What do you got here? I think we're going to get it. Yeah, get it by 14. Just scared ill. Our Cincinnati Bengals. Is this supposed to be a wrap? If it is, I'm totally screwing this up. Cincinnati Bengals tendons INT with Smoking Joe. Been there now a few times. All Bengals got that playoff like big step of Joe Mixon goes off Peanuts push strawberry ice. Just all right, man. I could have read that so much better. I'm sure when you wrote it, it was so much cooler than the way I read it. That was god awful on my part. I appreciate the comment though. Brandon. All right, Rams will get 3 or 4 sacks, at least 2. We have dealt with that all year. I don't want 9. 3 or 4, 2 would be great because 2 is what we gave up against the Chiefs. I don't want 9. We can't give up 9 again. I mean, I know I keep saying we got through it, but I really don't want to do that again. 2 to 4 sacks is where I hope the Bengals are at. All right, Bengals report. Burrow was 14 on 19 on quick throws against Kansas City. I think the Bengals will look to get the ball out quickly to slow down the effect of the Rams pass rush. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. He's got to read, react, and get it out. And I got a feeling we're going to spread them out. I really do. But the thing is, we keep talking about the Bengals offensive line versus the Rams defensive line. What about the Bengals defensive line versus the Rams offensive line? We got Trey Hendrickson. And I got this, and I'm doing this from the top of my head. I was listening to Hear That Podcast, Growling. Paul Dana Jr., I think, said it, or it was Jay Morrison. I can't remember. Last time, Andrew Whitworth, which I love Whit, former Bengal, but I hope he loses, went against Hendrickson. It was when he was with the Saints. He gave up a sack or a sack and a half. Or Hendrickson got a sack. And I think he gave up 5 total pressures in that game. That kind of bodes well. And the way Trey Hendrickson's playing, I think Trey could get some pressure on Matthew Stafford. And that's the thing, too. Matthew Stafford is going to throw the ball to us. He just makes some throws that you're just kind of like, huh? And I think we're going to get some, from there. So that's another reason why I'm kind of confident that we're going to get this thing. So anyway, it's about 6:30. Let's see here. Let me get Ira here. Let's get the years here real quick. Is there any word on who's starting at? Is there anywhere who's starting at right guard? It's last night was Akeem Adeniji. That's who they announced as the starting right guard. So that's who they announced. So I'm assuming he's going to start, but doesn't mean he's going to finish, to be honest. So I think they might rotate it like they did in Kansas City, which isn't ideal, but right now you got to do what you got to do. Whatever they have to do to keep Joe upright, to give him enough time to get rid of that ball, that's what they got to do. All right, let me get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream, and I appreciate every single one of them. They are Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Cincinnati Reds riding third, heading for home, Bearcat Country, Bearcat Ruckus, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Cave, Ice Bar. This is the Ice Cave, Ice Bar. And then follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trenopole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'll be pulling a sign off later on tonight, putting on the podcast. It's on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Give me a 5-star review. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers, like I said, this has been awesome. We're at 1,490. I am 10 away from 1,500. That would be awesome. I was trying to get to 2,000 by Super Bowl, but if I can get 10 more by Sunday and get to 1,500, that would be great. 1,500 would be awesome. But like I said, if it wasn't for you guys watching, pay attention to the show, I would never have a reason to do this. So as always, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview with David Fulcher. We had a little internet issues on his end, and yeah, it happens. But I hope to get him back on again sometime. I hope you guys liked it. I can't wait till Sunday. I hope you guys had an absolute blast last night if you're at the pep rally or if you got to watch it on TV. It is awesome. Again, I cannot wait till Sunday. I really do think the Bengals are going to win. I think we're going to be celebrating a Super Bowl parade here in Cincinnati. I think we should have like a boat parade, go down the Ohio River and take the duck boats or whatever, up into the city. I think that'd be cool. That's something we can actually discuss when we win. How cool is that? Anyway, real quick, update on my boy Jeremy D. I just talked to him. I actually got to talk to him on the phone. He's getting back surgery tomorrow. He can move his legs. One of his vertebrae is completely shattered, which is not good. They got to fix all that. So they're working on that tomorrow. So keep Jeremy in your thoughts and prayers and everything. Everything goes good. The surgery goes good for him. So as more I find out, more I'll let you guys know. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers stripe the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Blue day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounds, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes. Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move dancing on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock them, yeah we got them, yeah we fought them. Like that black and orange on